Hey guys, so today whenever I woke up, I checked my Twitter feed and I had a lot of messages from you guys sending me the same link to a news article, and it's really sad and I almost didn't want to make a video about it because it's almost too controversial for me, only because it involves a small girl and my heart goes out to her mom and her family. But I do think that it brings up an important topic worthy of discussion, so here's a video on it. So I got an article from you guys that said, girl 12 hangs herself and leaves a note for her mother saying she wanted to see her dead father again because she missed him so much. She left a note for her mom saying, please don't be sad, I just miss daddy so much, I want to see him again. So initially I didn't think that that was enough that I wanted to make a video about, so I just tweeted the link with a short description about what it was to get some feedback from you guys. And a lot of the feedback that I did get was negative. Someone wrote to me and said, hey, I'm a skeptic atheist myself, but there's nothing about the mom pushing anything. It's a sad tale, but what's your point? Well, obviously my point in sharing something like this would be to point out how faith isn't always a good thing. A lot of people say, there's nothing dangerous about having faith, why not? Then they throw Pascal's wager at you. Well, I'd say this is a pretty negative side effect of having faith, and I was talking about this earlier, and my roommate brought up that there was a kid that died. I guess he drowned looking for SpongeBob, and I understand that point. I actually saw some people after we had that conversation who left similar comments, and I get the point, but I'm pretty sure that that kid didn't jump into the ocean looking for SpongeBob intending to die. This girl really thinks or thought that she would get to see her dad again, so she killed herself. That's not an accident, you know, that's not a, oh, I just wanted to find SpongeBob and this unfortunately happened. That was deliberate, and that's scary to me. And the main point I want to make is why childhood indoctrination is such a bad thing, why it's scary. I remember even whenever I was a kid that they would scare me with shit all the time, especially I was raised Catholic, and my mom and dad divorced when I was about 4 years old, and they got married through the Catholic Church, and I guess there's a rule that whenever you get married in the Catholic Church you have to have an annulment. And she didn't do that. They just got a divorce legally, and she would still attend mass and she would still go around and, you know, have communion, eat the cracker. And a lot of my teachers would come up to me and say, you do understand that it's a sin for your mom to receive communion without having had an annulment. So they would put this thing in my mind that my mom was going to hell or that she was this bad person, and there's just all kinds of things. I could sit here and list examples all day of how childhood indoctrination is scary, and it's almost just something that's accepted in our culture. It's not viewed as child abuse. I think it is child abuse, but like I said, it's something that's just so accepted in our culture to the point of people asking me questions like, oh, what religion were you born with? And I hear this point being made by Richard Dawkins all the time, because he says no child is born with a religion, they're simply a child with religious parents. And I actually, whenever I went to something a couple months ago, I took a picture of this thinking maybe one day I'll be able to use it, so I'll put an image. I was filling out a form and they had a question on there that said, religion you were born with, religion practicing today. So I saw this and was obviously irritated, and I filled it out, raised Catholic, instead of saying I was born being Catholic and then religion practicing today, nothing, atheist. So it's just something that you see all the time. It's just expected. What religion were you born with? Almost like what race were you born into? You know, you don't really have a choice with that. You are born with the genetics that you have. You are not born with a religion. And I feel like stuff like this is just a prime example of the dangers of that. And what got me even more, and what was actually the final thing that made me want to make this video, was reading the comments on this article. It's actually pretty sick. Somebody here said, that's genuinely sad, I hope you're reunited with your dad, kid, R.I.P. Like, they weren't trying to be malicious in saying that, but it's like, you're encouraging that behavior. What if there's another kid that reads this that's missing a loved one, and they see that, oh, hope you're reunited with your dad or whatever family member that you want to see. Like, they're gonna see that and be like, oh, I guess suicide is a legitimate means to getting to see my loved one again. If I miss somebody, then, you know, reading these comments and all these people wishing this girl well and saying, oh, I can just see you up in heaven right now with your dad, it's encouraging it, you know? Shouldn't the comments be something like, wow, what a sad story. I feel so sad for the family. I feel so sad for the mother. I feel so sad for what this little girl must have gone through in her mind to make her come to this point. But no, all the comments are like, oh, she's, you know, frolicking up in the clouds with her dad now. And, you know, I know that they mean well, but like I said, I think it's propagating something very dangerous and scary. So, like I said, I was almost tempted to not make this video because of how controversial it is. I don't want to make the family suffer more than they already are with the loss of, for this woman, the loss of her husband and daughter. So I do think it's worth talking about, though. I think it's important. I think that the discussion is good, a good one to have, how religion can influence the psychology of kids. It can really mess with you, and I know that firsthand. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that if there weren't religion, things like this wouldn't happen, or do you think it's just something else? Because a lot of people disagree with me on that. So let me know what you guys think. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.